And Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
The New Patriotic Party flag bearer aspirants ballot for positions ahead of the Special Delegates Conference on August 26. Kenny Japan picks number 1 slot, Alan Chermatin number 2, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia number 10. But can numbers influence their chances?
Also tonight, calls for readoption of traditional moral values as leaders discuss Ghana's development.
Later in the bulletin, Public Accounts Committee of Parliament gives 2-week ultimatum to Cocoa Board to submit audited report on cocoa roads.
In business news, Africa Center for Energy Policy calls on Finance Minister to address inefficiencies within the energy sector during the 2023 mid-year budget review.
And on the international front, African leaders to seek commitments from President Putin on grain supplies at Russia-Africa Summit.
Details of these stories and many more coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
Let's dig in now. And processes for the maiden Special Delegates Conference of the governing New Patriotic Party appear to be taking shape after the party today completed the balloting for the August 26 exercise. Members of the steering committee who met the aspirants confirmed the electoral register for the contest is also ready. Noble Crosby Annan reports.
It is almost done and dusted. It appears all obstacles ahead of the all-important Superdelegates Conference of the New Patriotic Party are being removed. One of the most important decisions for the party and all the aspirants to take has happened. The balloting for the positions on the ballot paper of the Superdelegates Conference has happened. And all 10 aspirants, although 3 of them were represented, have picked up various numbers to appear on the ballot paper.
The order that the aspirant will appear on the ballot papers: Ken Ohine Japan, number 1; Alan John Kojo Chermatin, number 2; Joe Gate, number 3; Kwejo Poku, number 4; Dr. Owusu Afriya Koto, number 5; Kwabna Eje Ejapon, number 6; Francis Adeyinimo, number 7; Dr. Kofi Konedu Apreku, number 8; Boachi Chermatin Ejako, number 9; His Excellency Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, number 10.
It was a meeting of the election committee of the NPP and the flag bearer aspirants to iron out some differences ahead of the all-important Superdelegates Conference.
We're able to build consensus on the nagging issues. We've agreed that the Electoral Commission is going to take charge of the elections and see to all the security arrangements as well. The notice of polls will be put out. Proxy has been agreed upon. There's going to be proxy, and notice will be issued, and deadline for all proxies will be on the 2nd. We also agreed to ensure that the list of delegates, the album in this case, will also be furnished the aspirants.
Some aspirants speaking to the media after the meeting were hopeful for a free and fair contest.
Everything went well. We hope that we can be guaranteed a fair, transparent election so that we can work towards breaking the 8.
Very, very satisfied.
Do you have the photo album yet?
Not yet, but they've told us that we can come and receive it from tomorrow. It's available. We bring our pen drives, we can pick it.
We've discussed the modalities, the delegates for the Special Electoral College elections. We discussed the voting period, the voting time, which is prescribed, and voting designated centers in all the 16 regions. We are looking for free, fair, transparent process.
In the Ghanaian political space, numbers play a momentous role, their effects either perceived or real, and the positioning of aspirants on the ballot paper equally very, very consequential. Now that their positions are known, the aspirants and supporters will put various spins and interpretations as to how they appear on the ballot paper. Noble Crosby Annan, NPP headquarters, Accra.
All right, so let's dig deeper on this particular subject. Professor Smart Sarpong is a senior lecturer at the Kumasi Technical University Institute of Research. He's joined us via Zoom for a quick conversation on this. Prof, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, most welcome.
We know politics is about numbers, but probably this is a different set of numbers. Does the positioning of a candidate on a ballot have any influence, especially for the super delegates who will be making the decision?
Yeah, well, a very good evening to your good self and a good evening to your cherished viewers. Largely to super delegates, the position of aspirants on the ballot paper would not matter because these are super delegates. Some are ministers, some are members of parliament, regional chairpersons, many of them very learned. And I'm sure irrespective of where one is placed on the ballot paper, for this category of voters, the position will not too much be of a problem. When it gets to the general, where some are largely moderate in terms of literacy and ability to distinguish between placements, then that could have been quite an issue. But at this level, I don't think it will be so much of a problem.
Which should then mean that the number of candidates, the top 5 that many had, said are likely to make it through to the next round, still remains the same, irrespective of where they stand on the ballot paper. Is that a position you share?
Yeah, I share that position strongly because if it is a matter of inability to make out where you want to vote, then it is suggested that the first 5 as balloted would qualify. But you and I, from where we sit, know very well that some people down there somewhere in number 10 will be part of the first 5. So irrespective of where they are placed, at this level, with the level of literacy they bring on board, experience in terms of elections and voting, members of parliament, chairmen of conferences and all those things, I doubt if they would have a challenge selecting who their best 5 should be. But, largely numbers have some lacks associated with them. And if you speak to numerologists, they will tell you maybe 7 is a lucky number, 1 is a number of whatever, 10 means this, 8 means that. I mean, let those ones be discussed elsewhere. But amongst superdelegates, I think that irrespective of where one is placed, making a choice of first 5 or best 5 shouldn't be a problem at all.
Right, you are not far from the truth. We already started hearing a Stroho and a Sieho and Too Sure, Too Direct, etc. But would the candidates have to change their message because of this balloting to ensure that maybe they can sway those who may still be undecided? Unfortunately, our last question.
To number maybe 9, because of where they are placed. As for 1 and 2, just a sign of 1 using your hand, or 3 using your hand will not be quite challenged. But for those placed at number 4, still, I insist, among superdelegates, they wouldn't have to worry so much about educating voters as.
Wow. Unfortunately, the final bit of the conversation has become a bit jerky, but thank you very much, Professor Smart Sarpong there, who has been helping us make sense of the balloting of the NPP delegates who are looking to lead the party into the 2024 elections.
And away from the NPP, the slow pace of Ghana's development, together with the tenets of nation building, was the subject of concern when political leaders across the divide and key state actors gathered under the auspices of the Church of Pentecost Judith Awachitando was at the event and reports.
It's very rare to have such a gathering in a single auditorium. The Vice President of Ghana, 2 former presidents, the Speaker of Parliament, Ghana's Chief Justice, and the highest brass of the clergy in Ghana, all in one sitting. The conversation centered around one subject: the growing moral decay in the country and its effect on national development.
Why do we celebrate persons who today are wealthy with dubious sources of income, and yet society is not concerned about what the source of income is, and it's only about the person's wealth? Ladies and gentlemen, ethics have a direct impact on national development. And as a student of history, I can say unequivocally that in history, all civilizations that have fallen have done so after they lost their moral and ethical compass.
Concerns raised by the former President John Dramani Mahama did not seem out of place, considering the latest case involving former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah. In a similar light, Speaker of Parliament Alban Babin expressed worry about the declining confidence in leadership and public institutions.
Leadership has in recent times been a contentious issue in the whole world, not only in Ghana. This is due to the erosion of trust in leaders and the declining public confidence in institutions that are critical to national development. The time has come for a sober reflection on how we conduct our international and national affairs.
It seems Vice President Bawumia had an answer to each of the concerns raised. Like always, he did not fail to reiterate his digitalization agenda, touting it as a path to transparency and ultimately moral uprightness.
We have focused on putting in place systems that will reduce the role of the human factor and enhance transparency through digitalization of the economy. And this is why you've seen several initiatives. The issuance of national ID cards is providing us unique identity for everybody. From next month going forward, babies who are born will be issued national ID numbers.
For a part, Ghana's Chief Justice Gertrude Araba-Isaba Tokonu expressed the need for effective justice delivery.
The judiciary agrees with the church that Ghana needs the grace, mercy, and blessing of God. If that is so, then as a nation, we must work towards giving justice to all manner of persons, rich or poor, young and old, and we must do so without fear of favor, affection, or ill will.
The National Development Conference brings together major development partners and stakeholders in the country to deliberate on ways to transform the economy. Judith Awachitando, TV3 News.
Let's speak to Dr. Asa Mohammed. He is a senior lecturer at the C.K. Tedam University of Technology and Applied Sciences. Doc, thank you so much for your time. And the Church of Pentecost has taken this bold initiative to organize this two-day conference. How useful will this be to national development?
Yeah, good evening, Portia, and good evening to all your listeners. I think this is very timely, especially the current development in the country. At any point in time, a group of people will always reflect on where they came from, and then that has always been linked to the culture, because there's nobody in this, world, no race, no ethnic group that cannot trace its identity to a particular root, and then that defines the way of life of the group of people. So, in literary terms, we say that's culture. Now, morality has always been linked to culture. You can take it from all angles of society. Let me take it from even the Buddhists. Then you go to Japan and the related areas, and you see that their morality is tied to their culture. And then the culture defines what is good and what is bad. And that is what we say morality. Now, in every society, especially in Africa, we have always grown to have the culture of being rightful, the culture of, godly, the culture of the hereafter. In the Islamic way, they say the hereafter, or the culture of knowing that there is heaven. Now, this way of life have defined what we call the Judeo-Christian values when it comes to Christianity. And that is why in areas where, or in countries where Christianity is very, very up, you see that the people will always want to do everything right because you are afraid that when you die, there's an eternal life that will reflect on your deeds on earth. The same way for the other called Syriac religion, that's a religion that do not believe in one God. They also have same. So if you look at the religion of the Hare Krishna, you talk about the Buddhists and all other religions, they always have that kind of guiding principle that defines their morality. But if you summarize everything together, you understand that morality defines development. And any country that do not really have a moral standard, and that is the challenge that I am coming to, that Ghana is beginning to lose a standard that we have lived along. Our forefathers have always professed that, please, young people, when you are growing up, they will tell you, young people, live a righteous life. Now, righteousness here has always been defined in all our cultures in Ghana to mean don't want cheap money, don't want to steal, don't want evil money, don't want money, they will even some call it blood money. But unfortunately, in our society, the definition of morality when it comes to issues of what you do to make money has been lessened. To an extent that a friend told me that you will just do bad, do whatever you can do and get money. When you go to a church, they'll put you at the front seat and they'll always pray for you. You go to the mosque, the same they will do for you. Now, it is becoming a standard that is derailing all the effort. I overheard the Vice President talk about digitization. I heard other people talk about creating standards and then systems. Now, you can never succeed in science when art does not really come to play. Now, religion and morality is well defined under the arts. And the art is more stronger sometimes than the science. Science can help us to define ways of doing things like digitization and all that. But the question is, you can go and then put a digital system to measure how much gold is being taken from Ghana. You can go and put a digital system as to how much oil is taken from us. But because of the art, the person doesn't believe in the values of even loving his neighbor as himself, because that's binding principle in religion. That says that love your neighbor as you love yourself means that don't want to do anything that will, in one way, affect your neighbor's life.
All right.
So in that particular case, you can really build systems based on science. But art, which is more of morality and religion, if you don't really work on it, the people will live and don't believe in the system that you are creating, and they will do everything right or possible to vet the systems and then do the wrong things. That's happening in the country that we're having now.
Doc, at the program, we've seen the arms of government over there, and they know right from wrong, and we are concerned about corruption and many pressing issues in the country. How do we translate what has gone on at the program from being the usual talk shops into something that we can actually implement for the country?
Yeah, so implementation comes with the commitment. And I always say that it's not how much we talk, but how much we act. And then action is something that is gradual. Yes, we didn't take one day to get to where we are. If we consider Ghana today as morally decadent, morally bankrupt, it didn't start today. And therefore, I don't think I'll be so ambitious that the next 1 year or two, we're going to have a society that will be out of this situation that we have. But we need to start from the children, our curriculum. In fact, at home, how do parents translate morality and standards to their children? In schools, what do we do? Then at that point in church, if you, the pastor, says that, look, evil money is not good, and all of us in the church know very well that this particular person is a Sakawa, he is a Galamsea, he is an illicit business person, and that same person has bought a car and come to church, and he's handing over to the pastor, and then we are all shouting blessings to him. What are you telling the young people in the church? So it's our individual actions. The same way in the mosque, the same way in the traditionalists, that you are a traditionalist and you have to protect the gods, and then you allow yourself to be corrupted. So it is the definition of what is success in our society that is also affecting us now.
All right,
Let me just digress a little. I want us to push this matter to a point because we always brush over them. Now, the issue is this. I don't expect anybody to see Ghana come right until that person is ready to start the first step.
All right, Doc, thank you so much for your time. It must begin with the children. Dr. Asa Mohammed is a senior lecturer at the C.K. Tedam University of Technology and Applied Sciences. Martin.
Right, so we shift our attention to some other stories now. The Public Accounts Committee of Parliament has given a 2-week ultimatum to the Cocoa Board to submit the audited report on cocoa roads. The government, upon assumption of office in 2017, halted projects under the cocoa roads, indicating it needed to audit the award of the contracts under the project. The chairman of the committee, Dr. James Kluche Aveji, told the Cocoa Board CEO that the committee must receive the report despite its failure to heed to an initial promise.
Now,
yes, Chairman.
Chief Executive, the last time when you appeared, we demanded that you give us that report. The report that it did for cocoa roads, the audit. We demanded the report. You didn't provide it to the committee. We are asking you now again to provide that report where you spend money to do audit of the cocoa roads throughout the whole country. Provide a copy of that report to the committee. We have not received a copy. Meanwhile, we demanded it the last time you appeared. So we are demanding it again. When do you think you can provide a committee with a copy of the report?
Chairman, I think that the last time I came here, I explained that this report had been submitted to Parliament.
You are under oath. You are saying you have provided this information. If you did not, you will know that you have lied under oath, and there are consequences.
The question was actually directed to my minister, who came to answer and promised to provide. And we did submit the report to our minister to be brought to the House.
Which I can tell you was not fulfilled. The former minister, with a lack of choice of word, did not tell the truth, because if Clark received a report on behalf of members, he always relates that information to members of Parliament. They make copies for everyone.
This is a committee of Parliament. This is a constitution that gives us that power. So we want you to give us that report. Whether it has been submitted somewhere or not, we are demanding it.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. We are going to work on it and then let you have the report. Thank you.
Well, we'll give you 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
It's a report.
You have a report already.
The work has been done. Report is there. It's just a matter of pulling it from the drawer.
No, but why are you also throwing your hands there? You knew the chairman was there. You were throwing your hands to your senior man here. You were throwing your hands to your senior man here.
Order. Honorable Deputy Minister.
In more news tonight, 3 military officers and 3 civilians standing trial over attempted robbery of a mining company have been granted bail.
The military officers and their civilian counterparts were arrested on July 5 at Ebuakwa in Kumasi, whilst on their way to allegedly rob a mining firm at Shidium in the Ahafo region. The arrest, according to police sources, followed a tip-off. The 6 accused persons were arraigned before the Atasimanso Circuit Court on July 19 and remanded in custody to reappear on July 26. Lawyer Evans Amankwa is the counsel for the complainant.
The soldiers were remanded into military custody and the civilians were remanded into police custody. So the case was adjourned till today, and when it was called, the prosecution indicated that they are taking the phones of the accused person into the cyber Crime Unit of the Ghana Police Service for further investigation in relation to the audios and other important documents that would have been found on the phone. But they needed an order of the court for the phone to be opened, which was logical. So their plea were not taken, but the court granted the accused persons bail. And the next court date is 21st day of August 2023. That is the next appearance. By that time, we would believe that the court or the prosecution would have been able to finish with their further investigation into the matter, and their plea of the accused persons will be taken.
Though their plea was not taken when they appeared before the court, the suspects have been granted bail of 100,000 Ghana cedis with landed property and 3 sureties each. They have all been charged with conspiracy to commit crime and attempted robbery. They all reappear in court on August 21. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Atasimanso, Kumasi.
And still in the Ashanti regional capital of Kumasi, a 7-member jury has been constituted to try a murder case involving a police officer in Kumasi. The accused person, Inspector Ahmed Chumesi, in exercising his legal right to choose the members of the jury, rejected 3 of them. He has been charged with murder, and the specific details of this story is on our website. You'd recall this officer actually was alleged to have killed his girlfriend, and that turned the family to want justice, where the case was sent to court.
Away from the Ashanti region, Trillium Industrial Company, producers of Verna purified drinking water, has presented 10,000 cedis to a 15-year-old to enable her undergo possible amputation of her over 5-year fractured leg at the Ho Teaching Hospital. This intervention forms part of the company's corporate social responsibility to directly impact the lives of the disadvantaged.
Edith Akpoloi's mother has been struggling to raise the needed amount of money for her child's surgery. The marketing assistant of Trillium Industrial Company, Emilia JC, is hopeful the intervention will make a significant impact.
We believe in changing lives of society. So when we were approached by the sad issue of Edith, we couldn't just look at her to go through that because of money. So you have to come and intervene for her to get good health. As you said, you heard earlier, she's supposed to write PEC. And with this, then, so that's why we have to come in for her to get strength to continue her education.
Mother of Edith, Enyonam Bwanka, expressed her gratitude for the support.
I couldn't afford the surgery, but I thank God for this support.
Trillium Industrial Company produces Verna mineral water, Rush energy drink, original American cola, Planet Range and Bubble Up lemon and lime drinks.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. Business is right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint. As compared to other paint brands on the market, we take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo Superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
you like no other.
You are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. You like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This effort is FDA approved.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Choose Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Money there, 1 MP. Day 1539 chop money abija. Chop money no pe biara. E won no 20 fambre mu. Abra obed dial *446#. Na select option 2 no. Ne twa day 1539 chop money. Twa direct 2 no. Na this kind of try no mo 40 times. Direct 3 no. Na this kind of try no mo 400 times. Na direct 1 no. But this kind of try no mo 20 times. What means swap permit numbers no. Na we didn't what me afa woman so every bako akosi dia sankron. Na ni die ayem rekeke. Today 539 direct. Na no ni lottery e ma okoni asahuro bebre ene kwan papa. Obetimi edi. Je wo chop money no pe biara. Na for go mobile wallet so. Dial *446#. Na twa day 539 chop money. Sisi dewa.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302-200-390 or 059-692-0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
It's now time for the latest in the world of business news with Michael Obodu. Michael, over to you.
Hi, Portia. Good evening. Welcome to the business segment on News 360. My name is Michael Obodu. The Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, has called on the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, to address the inefficiencies within the energy sector during the 2023 mid-year budget review. Benjamin Boachi noted that the need for coordinated efforts among stakeholders in the energy sector to confront the current power crisis.
This is electricity sector where we're supposed to sell power and recover revenues, and we have failed to deliver that over a decade. And the program highlights that the entire economy becomes unsustainable if we continue to behave the way we have behaved with the energy sector, where over the years, government has spent in the past 4 years an average of about $1 billion or $1.2 billion every year to cover the shortfalls in the energy sector. And if you look at government's own projections of business as usual scenario, that is if nothing changes or we continue to behave with the energy sector as we have been doing, we will be paying about 23 billion Ghana cedis this year to support the lights to be on. By end 2026, we would have spent about 97 billion Ghana cedis. That is far more than what we have programmed in the same budget to spend on in key socio-economic sectors of the economy.
Former Finance Minister Seth Terkper has cautioned against referring to the Domestic Debt Exchange Program, the DDEP, as financial gains for the government. The DDEP has exposed banks to accounting losses on government's bonds, which have had a significant impact on their income statement. Many individuals have also been impacted negatively by the program. In his version of the media budget review, Seth Terkper expressed regret that the government has been insensitive in its choice of words when describing the program.
We should pick our words, carefully. What is a savings to government, remember, is a cost to those who are picketing. We should have some empathy, when it comes to using some of these terminology. The fact that they are Ghanaians who have paid their taxes in the past, and all that, should not be suffering this. So what is a savings to government is the opposite side of the coin. It's a cost to those whose interests are being cut. It's a cost to using terms like, oh, this is great saving. Is it an incentive for another government, to overborrow and then cut for people? Some of them, as we know, their kids are not going to school because they are saved with a view to, to taking that money to pay fees and other things. And we've all heard the stories.
Now to some exciting news as Samsung has launched its latest Galaxy Fold series. The new range of devices, according to the mobile giant, offers customers flexibility and versatility without compromise.
The fifth generation of foldable devices include the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and the Galaxy Z Flip 5 smartphones. The retail leader, Samsung Ghana, Michael Kwadade-Kujo, noted the new additions offer customers unique experiences, sleek and compact designs with countless customizations.
The main thing about the Flip has to do with the flex window, the cover screen. It has been improved from 1.9 inches to 3.4, and you can do so many things on the new flex window without necessarily opening the device, which is what I think is really beneficial to me. Talking about the Fold, the exceptional thing about that one is that the device is now lighter, but it's still tougher.
Retail manager and master trainer at Samsung, Al-Hassan Leo Ishmael, believes the new device will replace laptops.
It's a productive phone. And we have a lot of businessmen who are on the go, who actually use their laptop. We are saying that why take your laptop along when you can take your phone, which can serve the same purpose, you understand? Because then the Fold is actually a PC in your pocket.
The Galaxy Watch 6 series and Galaxy Tablets 9 series were also unveiled. Customers who pre-order the phones between now and August 11 will receive a flip case, travel adapter, and the Samsung Airbag 2.
Pretty exciting there. Wouldn't you want to own one of that device? But away from that, Game Park Limited, a licensed lottery operator in Ghana, has commissioned a new studio at the National Lottery Authority for live draw games. The studio will ensure high standard draw procedures and be a significant selling point for the company.
Games Park Limited has developed platforms to provide players with the best experience. It has commissioned the Black Star Studio with the aim to become the highest private lotto operator in Ghana, and as well as introduce innovative and exciting games.
For us at Game Park Limited, the integrity of our draw processes is important selling points for the company. We have signed off with the regulator the highest standard operation procedure which we intend to follow to the core. We named the studio the Black Star Studio because of the importance attached to the history of our forebears and our relationship with the diaspora. We will uphold the highest form of integrity for them to have the needed trust in the products we intend to roll out.
The head of operations at the National Lottery Authority, Andrew Tuya, expressed the company's commitment towards the regulatory regime.
Game Park has been licensed by NLA somewhere in April 2023 to operate lottery in Ghana. They are bringing new and exciting games to the staking public, and I believe that people will be really excited with the games that they are bringing on board.
Game Park Limited's Pick 4 Lottery offers great business opportunities through its operations for agents nationwide.
And that will be all for the business segment here on News 360. For more business stories, please check out our website, 3news.com. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, stay safe. Next is sports.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters. New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Many people think I get whatever I want because I'm a popular actress. But no, that is not true. Me Ankasano, Adebia mi yebiano, me shishimpe papano. And when I find it, I stick to it. Shishimenya Bell Pack tissues. Bell Pack ewe tea roll. Bell Pack tea roll. Soft, but not weak. Strong, but not hard. It is smooth. Me yusua, me hotome. It's just perfect. Same as the kitchen towel. What about what? What me the papaye? What me soki? Echimu esa pepa. Want to Bell Pack today? Say a pocket tissue, table napkin, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Bell Pack is simply the best. It's just perfect.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack.
With Global, you order anything you want, and when you receive it, you celebrate it with your whole body. Because when that tasty grilled chicken is here, the weekend starts. The ingredients for your favorite recipe just in time. And when the cake arrives, the party is on. Because receiving anything on Global deserves a dance. Download the app, order anything you want, and track it minute by minute until it arrives. Global. Order anything, we deliver in minutes.
There are some moments that last forever because they happen only once. Like your very first day, your first day of school, your first successful bike ride. What's your child's next milestone? Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is here to ensure they smile through it all. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture has been keeping children smiling for more than a decade by relieving them from gastric pain, flatulence, minor digestive upset, and teething discomfort. Now, Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Bell Pack Tissues.
Welcome back to News 360. Time now for sports. And we know that some time ago, Ghana was on the verge of likely not to host the
or
the Africa Games.
Africa Games.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to have it? Is it going to happen?
I mean, it's been confirmed for some time now, and further updates. We are hosting it and it's starting in January of next year.
Okay, so the date has just been shifted.
Yeah, it's just been shifted to next year. So
Right.
don't worry. With roughly 8 months to go to the 13th edition of the Africa Games, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mustafa Yusuf, has provided updates on Ghana's readiness to host the event. Here is 3 sports reports from the press briefing.
More than 4,000 athletes from 55 countries are expected in Ghana for the African Games next year. Postponed from August last year to March 2024 due to economic pressures and delays in preparations. The University of Ghana Stadium at Legon, which at the moment is undergoing renovation, is expected to host athletics, football and rugby, with the Achimota Oval making do with cricket and squash. Construction of the Boteman Sports Complex remains ongoing and will host a majority of sports events on the program for Accra 2023. Speaking at a press briefing, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mustafa Yusuf, provided updates on the infrastructure for the Games.
100-seater competition swimming pool, and that is 10-lane competition swimming pool, 8-lane bomber pool, a 1,000-seater multipurpose hall for games like basketball, table tennis, boxing, badminton. And we have 500-seater multipurpose hall for handball, volleyball, judo, and other indoor games, including 20 VVIP viewing seats and 4 tennis courts with benches, 1 6-lane athletic track. All these facilities, we've gotten assurance from the contractors at the various 3 sites that by December, some of them will start handing over the facility. By December, all the facilities should be done.
The minister also used the opportunity to inform the public on progress made on the 10 multi-purpose sports facilities being constructed across the country.
The phase 2 of the 6 targeted youth resource centers are near completion, and from next month, I've been briefed by the National Youth Authority CEO and the consultant that will start commissioning, especially Azim, Dunkaofen, Doma, Hinkro, Wa, Kufodia, and Ho. These are almost done. We are just about to commission them. The rest of the 4, and that is Navrungu, Enyineyini, Azuma Nelson, and Yendi, will be working on them very soon. The phase 2 will be starting. Some of them have already even started, and we are working hard to ensure that we get
the 13th edition of the African Games will take place in Ghana from 8th March to 23rd March 2024.
All right, now the president of the Ghana Athletics Association, Bar Hussaini, believes the local athletes can rub shoulders with foreign-based Ghanaian athletes ahead of the World Athletics Championships in Budapest this year. He said there's an interview with 3 Sports.
We have to camp them. And the camping shouldn't be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1-man camping. They have to be camping that goes along with high-profile competitions. You can't train for 6-8 months without having a competition. And the competition shouldn't be within your peers. It should be within the high-profile athlete that perhaps those that you will compete with during the games. If not the same, but at least similar level or similar potential athletes. So that when you meet them at the games, there will not be nervousness, or you'll not be afraid of them because you have competed with them, because you know that you've trained enough. I'm telling you, if the foreign-based athletes come down here today, you will see surprises from these local-based athletes. The local-based athletes, they are doing so well. I mean, the performances are so high, and that we don't want to break them in the middle of the year. We want them to continue. So we are planning to give them 1 more competition before the World Championship, so that they'll have 2 or 3 months of off-season training. Then we'll come back to, because we need to have early season before the African game, before next year.
Now let's turn our attention to European transfers, where a former Real Madrid star is making a comeback to football after a hiatus from the sport, while AC Milan is adding yet another attacker to their lineup. Here's our transfer for today.
Real Betis have agreed a deal with former Real Madrid midfielder Isco. Isco had spells with Sevilla before joining the club by mutual consent and joins Belompe as a free agent. England midfielder Jordan Henderson has completed a move to Saudi Arabia club Al Ettifaq. The former Liverpool skipper led the rest to their first Premier League title in 30 years. Brighton have completed the signing of Igor Julio on a €20 million package from Fiorentina. The Brazilian centre-half will compete under the leadership of Roberto De Zerbi. Nigerian winger Samuel Chukwueze has completed his medical ahead of a move to AC Milan. The total package of the deal with Villarreal is expected to be €28 million. Liverpool are preparing a formal bid for Belgian midfielder Romeo Lavia. The total package is expected to be £45 million.
And that'll be all for the sports here on News 360. My name is Theo. We're going to bring you some more sports subsequently right here on TV3. Entertainment is next.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is at you.
Every child is so unique. You like no other. Outstanding in every way. It's me like no other. So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie Beef Flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Mami Musa was same yansa. Mon networks are more use no. I'm planning and I'm recharge ya. Munyam faso everyone so. Ah, Mabwa, Capre, wait. And that's what you madi. Muntian Kabodi through. Vodafone say every Saturday a Brevia Uber recharge from 5 cities El Cobiano. Assigned with seeking up to 20% amount back cash. Our Vodafone cash so. It shock you? What did you hear say? Uber recharge. Say my Vodafone app. Vodafone cash. Credit transfer. Short code. MOBIA. Uradia.
Top up your airtime with 5 Ghana Cedi or more in Vodafone's double promotion and receive up to 20% of your money back straight into your Vodafone cash wallet. Recharge and cash out in the Vodafone double promotion.
Vodafone, further together.
Is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water. GTP, Life-Styled. Vodafone, further together. And powered by 3 Entertainment.
Time now for entertainment, and we have Barbie.
Barbie. I was going to say the African Barbie in pink.
Of course. I mean, it's Barbie season. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've heard some great reviews about it. I have to see it.
Okay. So probably as a local Barbie.
Local Barbie?
African's Barbie.
We want to localize it.
Okay.
Ghana's Barbie.
Ghana's Barbie. Yeah. I take it. All right, my name is Anita Ikia Ikufu, and let's get into the entertainment news segment. And Graphic Showbiz has successfully held the 3rd edition of its Showbiz Forum themed The Future of the Ghanaian Movie Industry, Bright or Bleak. The event sought to address a plethora of issues bedeviling the movie industry and profess possible solutions to it. The 3rd edition of the Graphic Showbiz Forum, held at a multi-choice head office on Tuesday night, made way for top industry stakeholders to express their opinion about the state of the Ghanaian movie industry. On the panel, the discussion had George Bosompim, a lecturer at the National Film and Television Institute, Ivan Kwashiga, CEO of Farmhouse Productions, filmmaker Peter Sedufia, actor Prince David Osei, and Ifua Kesewa, head of marketing at MultiChoice Ghana. In their submissions, the panel believed that the Ghanaian movie industry is still thriving and needs support from stakeholders.
I believe that Showbiz would put some of the issues out there on their platforms, either digital platforms or on the print media, and we believe that policymakers would see our problems, and these issues would be on top of their minds as they make their decisions. So that is very important.
I think the challenge has been thrown to the entire industry. What is going to be done to improve ourselves? We're one day discussing whether Ghana movie industry is either bleak or bright, but we are going to be discussing mainly about so many opportunities that lies before us.
To some young filmmakers, such engagements are necessary to address the teething challenges bedeviling the ailing movie industry.
So from these forums like this, we get to actually identify what we are going through, what we need to do to fix it. But I'm hoping this particular forum will not be like the previous ones they've done. I hope that these ones will bring solutions. The way this one went, the back and forth, and the tension in there, I strongly believe that there's going to be a change.
To Graphic Showbiz, such interactions with stakeholders is essential to the growth of the creative arts industry.
We see a lot of potential in that industry. The talent of the people is unmatched, and we believe strongly that creating the right environment and the right platforms, we can harness this talent and deliver value. Again, the movie or the film industry is also a very wide ecosystem. You have a lot of people who will benefit if we get it right. We also have a lot of stories to tell, and you can drive some of these stories through our movies and films generally. And we think that understanding what the issues are and then developing strategies to solve the problems is the way forward.
And to some issues on tourism, the Ghana Tourism Authority and Beyond the Return are on the move to connect Ghanaian creatives to partners in the diaspora. And in the 2023 Return Conversations, stakeholders believe it is necessary to control the narrative about the African continent.
Aimed at boosting African unity and strengthening ties with Africans in the diaspora, the Ghana Tourism Authority and Beyond the Return, under the auspices of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, through the Return Conversation, have led a series of activities to achieve their goals. The 2023 edition, themed on the role of film and music in uniting the global African family, assembled top industry stakeholders.
What we are trying to do today is to make sure that as our brothers and sisters come, we try and bridge the gap through these sort of conversations, making sure that film people meet film people here, music people meet music people here, event people meet event people here.
Some speakers are sure that conversations are needed to create a new narrative about the African continent.
And I think that's very important. You know, I think most people of color around the globe feel a connection to the continent. But we have to realize that we're stronger together, you know, and we have to control our own narrative. You know, the Africa that's being taught to us in America does not look like or feel like the Africa I'm experiencing today.
My name is Anita Ikia Ikufu. Thanks for your time.
African leaders will look to Russian President Vladimir Putin for concrete promises on grain supplies at a summit starting on Thursday, with some also likely to seek clarity and assurances on the future of Wagner mercenaries in the continent. The gathering in St. Petersburg will take place 10 days after Putin quit the Black Sea agreements that had enabled Ukraine, like Russia, a major grain exporter, to ship food out of its southern ports despite the 17-month-old conflict. Putin wrote in a pre-summit article on the Kremlin website that the arrangement had been shamelessly exploited by US and European trading firms, and less than 3% of the grain shipped had reached the poorest countries, ignoring the wider effects of the deal and pushing down prices worldwide.
All right, and just before we go, quick reminder that you do need to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up with either the Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, the Pepsodent Charcoal, the Pepsodent Herbal, or the Pepsodent Triple Protection. Because with Pepsodent, every smile matters. Most definitely. That's it for the bulletin. My name is Martin Esiedu-Date.
I am Portia Gabo. Have a lovely evening.
It's a wrap.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also